Yes everyone, welcome back to the LinkUp Podcast, and today we'll be grading Premier League transfer rumours. I'll give each rumour a grade from A to F based on how likely it could happen. Before we get onto it though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as we're aiming for 1,500 subscribers, so it would really help us out, and don't forget to hit a like on this button as well if you go on to enjoy. Up first is Roberto Firmino to Fulham. I think it'd be a great signing for Fulham as they've been in the bottom half of the table for most of the season. A lot of questions being asked about Marco Silva and how he's going about things and the signings that they've made, but I think it'd be a good signing for them. Only scored 3 goals in 17 games for Al-Ali this season, and because of his high wages, Al-Ali are looking to get rid. He's meant to be their main man, their number 9 goal scorer. Obviously Firmino's never been that in his career, but Al-Ali decided to splash the cash on him and it hasn't gone well. Now they're looking to get rid and Fulham have been linked with him. He may demand a lot of wages. Obviously, coming from Al-Ali, Saudi Arabia, he's going to be asking for a lot of wages. But I feel the transfer fee will be low because of the high wage demand. Firmino may need this move as it could end up like a situation with Al-Ittihad's Jota. Missed out on the squad's registration because basically he didn't get on with the manager Nuno Espirito Santo, wasn't a part of his plans, and he just ended up rotting in Al-Ittihad's bench. Or in their reserves, I think, because he didn't feature for them, and now he's looking for a move as well. But you don't want another situation like that where he's just sitting in Saudi Arabia, not playing football, not getting the minutes that he needs. And I think it'll be a good signing for both parties, really. Obviously, I can see it happening, but also cannot see it happening. So therefore, I'm going to give it a grade C, just because of the financial terms with this one. Up next we have Eric Dier to Bayern Munich. This one I think is a great signing for both parties. It'll be a good cover option for Bayern Munich, especially with they've only got 3 centre-halves, Kim Min-jae, Upamecano and Matthias de Ligt. They haven't really got another sort of backup option that they can rely on, and I think Eric Dier can be that. Could link up with his former teammate as well, Harry Kane. That would probably help the move go quicker, if you ask me. Spurs may need to get rid of Dier, to be honest. He's only started, I think, 4 appearances this season for Tottenham. Postecoglou hasn't really favoured him, even with injuries to like Romero and Van der Ven. He's sort of been their last resort. If they've got to play him, they will. Do you know what I mean? So in that case, I'll probably rate this one an A, just because it's great for both parties. Great for Eric Dier to get some more minutes, possibly, and for Tottenham as well, because Tottenham need to get probably Eric Dier's on about 70-80k a week, I'm guessing, and it's good to get him off the wage bill. If he's not playing, there's no point in being there. So I'll give this one a grade A. Up next is Aaron Wan-Bissaka and an Olise swap deal. I don't really see this one coming off, to be honest. I've seen a lot of rumours about this happening. Wan-Bissaka has started 9 times for United this season already, and he seems to be a big part of Erik ten Hag's system, and he's been putting in some good performances as well. And Crystal Palace as well will demand a fee as well as swapping Olise, because Olise and Wan-Bissaka, their price ranges are so different. So Palace will ask for more money as well as Wan-Bissaka. And I just don't see it coming off, to be honest. They've already splashed over 180 million, Man United, in last summer, and if they go ahead and splash more cash, then it could be an issue. And so I just think there's just too many moving parts with this deal. So I'm going to give it a grade E. It's very unlikely to come off, but I can sort of see it happening, especially with Henrik Mkhitaryan and Alexis Sanchez swap deal happening in January. It is capable of happening, but there's just a lot of moving parts, so I doubt it will. Up next is Pedro Neto to Arsenal. Arsenal have been linked with Pedro Neto for many, many years. They need that sort of winger to rival Martinelli. I mean, at the moment they're playing Reece Nelson. I've just seen him start in the FA Cup against Liverpool. And Martinelli's performance has been shocking this season, to be honest. He's got a few goals, but a lot of fans are looking at criticism towards him, and he's not been playing well. So maybe he might need this, Martinelli, as well as Arsenal, to sort of give him that push. But obviously with Pedro Neto being injured, it can be a risk, because as everyone knows, Pedro Neto gets injured at least 1 time per season. And it also could be a massive fee as well. It's middle of the season at the moment. Wolves preferably would not want to lose Neto unless it's for a huge fee. So I'm guessing it's going to be around the 60 million mark, 60 to 70 million. But I think it'll be a really good transfer, and because I've been linked with him so long, I can see it happening, because there's always been that link with him. He sort of fits the system as well. You know what I mean? He's got 1 goal, I think 7 assists this season, so he can definitely contribute going forward. And he just gives Arsenal that different option rather than, Reece Nelson coming on a 90th minute every time, or maybe even starting Pedro Neto instead of Martinelli, just to sort of regroup himself, sort of thing. So I'm going to give that transfer a grade B, as I can see it happening, and I think it's good for both parties, to be honest. Not so much for Wolves, but if they get a big fee, then fair enough. Now, on to one that sort of shocked me when I saw it in the paper. Jordan Henderson to Chelsea. Obviously, Jordan Henderson's been unsettled at Al Ettifaq this season. I can sort of see it happening. Like, Liverpool probably won't want him back because they've just revamped their whole midfield. And Jordan Henderson to Chelsea makes sense, especially when there's been rumours of Conor Gallagher leaving. They're trying to raise funds to sort of, relax tensions from FFP. So yeah, I could definitely see this happening, especially if Conor Gallagher does go the other way. But I think the fans will not like this one. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans come out stating that they don't want Conor Gallagher to leave. He's been such a key part of their performances this season. Obviously, they're not doing great, but they'd be doing a lot worse if it wasn't for him, basically. So overall, I'm going to give this one a C because I could see why it would happen, but it just seems too much of a... I feel like it just cause uproar if it happens. So I'm going to give it a C just because I'm not too sure on this one happening. Up next, we have Danny Ings to Wolves. I think this will be, again, a good signing for both parties. West Ham sort of out of favour with Danny Ings at the moment, not getting the game time he needs. Obviously, they've splashed a bit of cash for him. He's been linked with a loan deal to Wolves, so whether that could be an option to buy at the end, I'm not too sure. But Danny Ings to Wolves, I think that's a good signing. And also, they might need backup for Matthias Cunha. Obviously playing very well this season. Him and Hwang Yi-chan. Obviously Pedro Neto was playing good until he got injured. And and obviously I think Sasha Kalisic has gone back to Germany on loan to Eintracht Frankfurt. Again, it opens up that door for Danny Ings to get in that backup spot, maybe even prove himself, getting in amongst that starting 11. And I think it'll be a good thing, like a fresh new start for Danny Ings, because obviously the move to West Ham has not worked out at all. So for that, I'm going to give it a grade B, Danny Ings to Wolves. Up next is, again, another one that shocked me when I saw this. Ryan Sessegnon to Man United. This was come from the Daily Express. They reported interest in signing the Tottenham man on loan, just days after terminating Sergio Reguilon's loan deal. So it kind of makes sense in the fact that they've obviously released Reguilon, but then to get another Spurs fullback coming in, and Ryan Sessegnon, he needs minutes. Like he's getting on now. Like a lot of people think he's really young still. He's probably around 23, 24 now. And he needs game time, he needs minutes, and he's not going to get that at Man United. It's just going to be a bad move for him and also Man United, because they're not going to get the best out of Ryan Sessegnon unless they're playing him week in, week out, which they're not going to be. Obviously, if it's just a loan deal again, like Reguilon's was, then I can see the financial side being okay. That's not a problem, but I just don't think it suits club or player, to be honest. So for that, I'm going to give it a grade F. Right, on to Steven Bergwijn to West Ham. Now I like this signing. I think this is a very exciting signing. If Bergwijn were to go to West Ham, I think that would be great. But with this one, I just can't see it happening just because of the form of the player, and especially West Ham with their options. So you've got Benrahma and Paqueta mainly playing on the left side this season for West Ham and playing good performances. Benrahma not so much. He's not been as good as he was past few seasons, but Paqueta has definitely been class this season. You could tell why Man City are interested in him. Yeah, I can't see it happening because Bergwijn, obviously Ajax aren't doing very well this season. I think they're about 4th or 5th this season. For Ajax, they're normally around the top 2 spots. And he's been their main man, Steven Bergwijn. He's played 13 games, scored 7 goals and 2 assists. No, that says all we need to know, really. Like, he's been amazing for them. And to lose him halfway through the season, especially with the season that they're having now, it looks very unrealistic because they're going to try and keep hold of him as long as possible. So for that, I'm probably going to go over grade D with this one. Right, now last but not least, Radu Dragun to Tottenham. With Eric Dier looking certain to leave Spurs this month, as we went on to, Spurs are in advance to sign Genoa centre-back Radu Dragun. The Romanian international has been linked with Spurs for many weeks and seems to be a top target for Postecoglou. And I can see this happening again, obviously, because you've got the Van de Ven injury, you've got Dier leaving, possibly that's going to mean Dragun's going to get some minutes, maybe hopefully more minutes than what Dier was getting previously. But yeah, I can see this happening. It's a smart move. The fee is meant to be around 23 million according to Fabrizio Romano. So again, it's not too expensive. Obviously, they're going to get some money from Eric Dier. And yeah, I think that makes sense for both parties, really. Dragun, he looks like to be a good centre-back in Genoa. I haven't watched much of him, I'm not going to lie. But he seems to be Tottenham quality. And 23 million, you can't really go wrong. You know what I mean? You're not expecting much. They've had worse signings like Davinson Sanchez. I mean, he was awful. That cost nearly 30 million. So 23 million, experienced centre-back. you can't go wrong really. So overall I'm going to give that an A, just because it makes sense with the Dier departure, him coming in. Yeah, I can see that happening. Right, that is that for that video, guys. What did you think of these transfer rumours? Any that you think will happen or not? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget we're aiming for that 1,500 subscribers mark, so it'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button. Like the video and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.